Pastor Dow has been brainwashing the entire straightway for over 30 years. He's got men that's been touched by his brainwashing since the day that they got here 30 years ago. And I'm not gonna act like I knew this when I first came here, but I kinda could tell that he was brainwashing people, but I just didn't want to. I didn't want to open my mouth, But now is the time. Now that it's the time to open my mouth and to share my experience about straightway and how I've witnessed this and the effects that it's had on us as Israelites. I figured today was the day. And I wanna break down what brainwashing is and how you can tell that somebody is doing it the correct way. But before I get into any of that, I just want to introduce myself. I'm Brother Elijah. I currently live at the Straightway community in Wisconsin. And so, how did I get to that community? I got to that community because back in March of 2020, when COVID was happening, and everybody was losing their damn mind, including me, I heard within the spirit of my mind to go and watch Spiritual Combat. And so if any of you all know who runs Spiritual Combat, Michael Israel, Spiritual Combat, he's been around for, I'd say now he's probably been around for over a decade, just within a Hebrew Israelite community. But the day that I heard within the spirit of my mind to go and watch Spiritual Combat, from my perspective, during that day, Pastor Dow and Spiritual Combat was live. They were live. And so that's what I remember. Now I went back to actually confirm this, and it turns out that they had been done it in 2019, and this is 2020 that I'm talking about. But what's so miraculous about it to me is that was like the first video that my attention was drawn to when I went on his channel. And so I know that the Most High Yah had his hand in this. And so, to make a long story short, COVID was happening in 2020, and Pastor Dow, he was telling us to come up out of her, my people. Come out of her, my people. He was quoting scripture. He was standing firm. But when I went to Pastor Dow's channel, one video in particular stood out to me. And it's back in his Hebraic understanding or Hebraic concepts. I don't know the particular title of the video, but you can go on his channel right now and you can hit the playlist and you will see what I'm talking about. But in this one video in particular, he had a pencil. Now, this is obviously a pen, but we're just about to use our imaginations today. He had a pencil, and he went around asking people to describe this pencil. And so a few men answered. One of the men said that the pencil was straight. Another guy said that the pencil was yellow, and then I don't know if it was that guy or a guy after him. He said that the eraser was pink. And growing up in America, that's how we learn to describe stuff. But the understanding that Pastor Dow was trying to bring was the difference between an abstract mindset and then a concrete mindset. And with a concrete perspective, you think about things in terms of function. And so after all of the men had answered, or described the pencil that they had seen, passed it out, brought it to their attention that a concrete way of describing a pencil would be to say it's used for writing. It's used for writing. You can use it to write on a sheet of paper. And just receiving that truth helped me to form my mind and perspective about what I was actually getting myself into. And so when I think about Pastor Dow and brainwashing, before I tell you about Pastor Dow, I want to break down the word brainwashing. Because when we hear the word, let's just be honest, when we hear the word brainwashing, we think of something negative. That's how we've been socially programmed to think about the word brainwashing. But brainwashing is a systematic effort to bring people to an understanding of doctrine or rules and guidelines and laws of a particular group. You're trying to bring the non-believers that are outside of that group, trying to brainwash them so that they can accept the beliefs and guidelines and laws of that particular group. And it can be wicked if you're brainwashed by the wrong person and for the wrong cause. But in the case of Pastor Dow, what the brainwashing that Pastor Dow was doing is righteous. The brainwashing that Pastor Dow was doing is righteous, because the Most High tells us to be renewed within the spirit of our mind. That's what the word says. The word says to be renewed within the spirit of our mind, to wash ourselves by the watering of the word. And so when you think about the brainwashing process that's going on here at Straightway, it's actually a good thing, because Pastor Dow is concretely getting us to be renewed in our mind. And you see the concrete fruits of the preaching, also known as the brainwashing. You see the concrete fruits of that. You see people leaving the cities. A lot of us grew up in the cities. I grew up in the hood, in one of the hoods of Chicago in particular, on the south side on 71st Street. But you see the fruits of people's mindsets. You see the concrete fruits of people's mindsets in those environments. You see, just like what Pastor brought up in his video today about the young man going up and basically rocking the older man. You see the concrete manifestation of his dirty mind, his sinful mind. You see a lack of respect and honor in the hood. You see single parent households, single mother households. You see concretely men being incarcerated beyond any other place in the world. You see people dying almost every single day. You see rebellious women. You see all these things, and that's the concrete fruit of the way that they think, because Yah said that He will give us the fruit of our way. And so I don't understand why we have all of this slandering on YouTube about Pastor Dow when he's doing a good work. Which one of your leaders are leading and guiding you to concretely be in lockstep with the Most High Yah? Because you can be a so-called Hebrew teacher, but The word says that blessed are the hearers of the word, not the, no, I'm sorry. The word says that blessed are the doers of the word and not the hearers. And so it don't matter how much law and commandments that you hear every single Sabbath day all throughout your week. It don't matter how many videos you watch, how many also spiritual, which is really just abstract videos about the laws of the Most High Yah that you watch. If your leader isn't pushing you to have action and to be an actual doer of the word, then he's deceiving you, because the word says that he that hears the word and doesn't do it deceives himself. So you got the blind leading the blind. You got the blind leading the blind. Most of you all's leader out there aren't even doing the word themselves, and then they leading you down that same path. I just want to bring that to your awareness. Like, what concrete fruits do you see your leader doing, or trying to push you all to do? Because I know here at Straightway, Pastor Dow he be on us being hard. Like, he be on us being hard, and he be on the women hard too. But that's mainly for his women to enforce upon the women. You know what I'm saying? But his women are part of his household, so they're going to push what he's pushing as a pastor anyways. So the men get pushed hard, the women get pushed hard, and not in a bad way. Because let's just be honest, most of us didn't have anybody pushing us hard out there in the world. And you see the fruit of our lives before the came straight. You see the manifestation of what we had received in our minds by the backdrop that we had before we came to Straightway. But now that we come to Straightway, you can see men stepping up to be strong fathers. You can see young men that are getting built up and cleaned up, so that one day they can take on the honorable position and be able to lead a woman and cover her and to bear profitable seed. Jeremiah 29 tells us to, as we come out of her, my people. Jeremiah 29 is telling us to plant vineyards and you eat the fruits of them. It's telling us to build houses and you live in them. And it's telling us to take you wives and basically to bear profitable seed. And that's what we're doing here at Straightway. It can't get any more simple than that. And I know people want to hear something special, hear something to tickle their ears, but I'm gonna make this real simple. If you're not doing the word, if you're not producing what you see in that word, then you're not following the Most High Yah. But to give testimony about Pastor Dow and how he is leading us to follow the Most High Yah, you can see the fruits of the ministry. So I've seen broken women. I've seen broken women and broken men be restored because they listen to the voice of the Most High Yah that's coming through Pastor Dow. And yeah, if you want to get into contact with Straightway, if this video resonated with you and the Most High Yah is dealing with you, you can find the Straightway number behind Pastor Dow during Straight Talk. That's going to be live this Friday and mostly every other Friday this year. You can call that number. Well, first you can listen to the actual broadcast. Listen to the word that's being brought forth on that broadcast. And afterwards, you can call that number, and somebody from Straightway will be getting into contact with you, and they will vet you. I'm just gonna be straightforward about it. They will vet you and see if you are serious minded. And if you are serious minded, then They will lead you to a community that is near you, to where you can fellowship and start applying Acts chapter 2:44, where the believer, all of them that believe had all things in common. They fellowship with one another. They broke bread with one another. So that's the most simple way. That's the most simple form that I can put it in. It can't get any more simple than that. So pass it out. Keep brainwashing the people and keep pushing us towards righteousness and holiness as Yah continues to restore everything that was lost from our disobedience and having dirty minds.
Never would have questioned unless I was seeing through. Jesus came and he died for me and he died for my brothers too. We shed tears on our heads from all the trials he done brought us through. Never would have imagined. Never would have imagined.